Many chicken keepers, myself included, have faced the heartbreak of losing a hen without warning. In this video, we explore the hidden early signs of illness in chickens, subtle behaviors and physical cues that are easy to miss, even for experienced keepers. You'll learn how a chicken's eating habits, posture, tail feathers, or even crop condition can each signify there is a serious problem that needs attention. This isn't about panic or blame. It's about building awareness so you can care for your flock thoughtfully, but also give yourself grace when illness or death happens, despite your best efforts. One of the hardest things a chicken keeper can face is losing a bird unexpectedly. And we often hear, she just dropped dead, or he seemed fine yesterday. But chickens don't suddenly die without cause. Usually, signs were there, just subtle, easy to miss. And that isn't failure on your part, it's biology. Chickens are prey animals. Showing weakness makes them a target. So they evolved to hide pain, suppress symptoms, and act normal as long as possible. By the time we notice a chicken is sick, she may have been struggling for days, sometimes weeks. When we say she was fine yesterday, we usually mean she was eating, walking, laying, blending in with the flock. Chickens can do all of that while quietly fighting infection, reproductive issues, organ failure, or parasites. By the way, I'll be discussing even more subtle, quiet signs in another upcoming video soon. Things you might not notice at first glance. I'm sure that video will help you understand your flock even better. And understanding your flock is vital because once the balance tips, decline can be very fast. Early illness signs are seldom dramatic. Sometimes a chicken does everything that a chicken normally does, but you know that something feels off. For 2 days in a row, my Bluebell wasn't moving about much at all. While the others rushed for treats, she stood still almost in a huddled position, and I often noticed her staring into space. She wasn't collapsing or staying totally isolated. She was just quietly absent. This was not her usual behavior. She usually loved treats time and scratching about in the run area. I didn't know what was wrong, but I decided to try a gentle solution. I added vitamin B12, electrolytes, and probiotics to the water for the entire flock, hoping that all Bluebell needed was a boost. And by the end of the day, thankfully, Bluebell had indeed improved. Sometimes the problem and solution really are that simple, but not always. Before Bluebell's episode, Frannie was acting in a similar, quiet, subdued manner. But whenever she noticed me watching, she pretended to eat or scratch in the straw. Her behavior might have been convincing if I didn't know her so well. When I finally was able to catch her and pick her up, I could feel that her crop was empty, which told me that she hadn't eaten much, if anything at all. And it was nearly the end of the day. Before I could even come up with a plan, sadly, I found Frannie deceased in the coop the next morning. Frannie's behavior was typical. Chickens often pretend to be fine when they know they're being observed. It's a self-preservation behavior. I've learned to look beyond appearances. Is she actually eating or just going through the motions? Are her tail feathers down instead of upright? Is her crop still empty at the end of the day or still full in the morning? Easily overlooked details like these can be early signs of illness. Chickens have fast metabolisms and small bodies. Once something starts failing internally, they have little reserve. What might be survivable in a larger animal can become fatal very quickly for chickens. I want you to remember this though. Losing a chicken doesn't mean you weren't attentive. It doesn't mean you missed something obvious. And it most certainly doesn't mean you were irresponsible. It means you were caring for an animal that has evolved to hide pain and symptoms exceptionally well. Furthermore, learning these signs doesn't mean that you're going to catch everything or prevent every loss. It's about knowing when to act and when something is simply beyond our control. Sometimes observation gives us a chance to help, but sometimes it only gives us the understanding afterward when you might even think, that's why she looked like that, or that's why she was doing that. Neither one means failure, but they do provide the opportunity to learn. The best thing we can do is learn what normal looks like for our flock. So when something feels off, we notice and we do what we can to help if possible. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with another chicken keeper who might need to hear this today. And don't forget, I plan to post a follow-up video that dives deeper into the quiet, subtle signs of illness, things that aren't obvious at first glance. So don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when it goes live. You will learn even more ways to observe and care for your flock. I thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.